Two people are walking together in the middle of fields with high grass. They walk cautiously while tracing their tracks towards a destination on the foot of a cliff. These two people are a man, a middle-aged man, and a rather old woman. They walk together under the sun, full with their equipment, and in the middle of walking, the old lady say this to the man. Hey Snot-Nose, how many times have we done this? How many more times do we have to do this? Shut your trap, old hack. If it's not because of you, we won't be in this place at all. We will still continuing entertaining people. It's not my fault though. I am swindled. It's not my fault. I just didn't know any better. And that doesn't make me guilty. Yes, you are guilty. You are already an old lady. I thought you have more wisdom than most people. Or a youngster like me. Youngster? You? Just look at you. Look at your face. And your wrinkles. You're not young anymore. So as you. Why do I have to do this? Anyway, enough talk. We almost arrived at our destination. They stopped on their tracks. They crouched down, trying to hide in between the tall grass. And they are eyeing a cave in the foot of the cliff. They saw a creature went inside. It was a goblin. Cool, ano everybody, balik maning karon yung SamAkechi daw Jowo in CAIRN. Yeah, I finally played this game. After a long time, I've been talking about this game, I've been learning about this game, and I've been doing 2 sessions of playtests on my blogspot to learn more about this. Now I am confident enough to actually run it solo for the channel. Before we start, a bit of information. CAIRN is an adventure game, actually for one facilitator and at least one other player, but this time I will be both the facilitator, which is called the warden in this game, and also the player. Well, it's solo RPG after all. And this game is written by Yohai Gal. This game is inspired by other games like Into the Odd by Chris McDowell, Knave by Ben Milton, Weird North, Jim Parkin, and many other titles, many other systems. And like I said, this is an OSR game, which is old school Renaissance game. So the system, while it's rule-light, have the essence of the old ttrpg, like maybe AD&D, or like maybe the first or second edition of Dungeons and Dragons. And this game, the first edition of it, is free on his website, Yohai website, which I will put the link up here and down there on the description. So please check it out and play for yourself if you like it. Oh, and also currently he is writing a second edition of this game. But for now, we will use the first edition to play in this session. Alright, so I have done the session 0 off camera. And we will play as 2 characters here. The first one is Greenwith Tolman, a male, 37 years old. And he is a performer. His background is a performer. And the second one is Sybil Abernathy, a female, 49 years old, and her background is magician. I've already rolled for their stats. I don't know if it's visible. I think it's visible. I have rolled for their stats here and also their inventory, and I have also rolled for their traits. So based on these traits, I have come up with a backstory for this session. I will explain it a little bit. Greenwit and Sybil are part of an entertainment troupe. I won't bother to look or name the troupe because this troupe is already disbanded, and the cause is Sybil is defrauded. She was swindled of her money and her troupe money. So the leader of the troupe, which is Greenwit, is blackmailed to sell his troupe. Feeling betrayed by their boss and Sybil, one of the performer, the others decided to have both of them arrested by the Adventurer Guild to pay their price. So in their custody, they are forced to do community service in the Adventurer Guild, which means they have to do some quests that many other adventurers don't want to take without any payment. They only got their rations and their equipment, their initial equipment, because this is a community service. They've been doing this for a couple of years, and this time their assignment are to raid a goblin nest. Yeah, goblin. It's the most generic and easiest that I can think of, but that's okay. It's because this is actually my first OSR dungeon delve. So yeah, the mission this time is for them to enter this goblin nest and maybe kill or rescue or loot the goblins inside those nets. Will they succeed or will they die in this nest after a long time surviving? We'll find out in this session. Last thing I want to talk about before we start, we will of course use the core rule book for the system. Maybe I will print a better booklet later, but this will do for now. And for the supplement, I will use CAIRN Bestiary. This is a compilation of the monsters that the community have made, compiled by Yohaigal himself, and I will use this bestiary to help me decide what monster for them to face. And the second supplement that I will have is, don't mind the cover, is CAIRN Adventures Guide, which have advanced combat options. I will use these advanced combat options, spice up the combat here. I will explain how the combat works when it comes. There's that. And also, if you see this supplement, this one-page supplement, Barrow Delver, is actually a supplement for solo play. But for me, this is too backbone and not many things that I can use. Maybe I can use this, but not this time. Instead, I will use my trusty one-page solo engine. Yes, if you see, I already have the Mythic GM Emulator 2nd edition apps here on the phone, but I'm still learning on using that, so I will use what I'm familiar with, which is one-page solo engine. So without further ado, let's dive into this episode. Okay. So both Greenwit and Sybil, I think I'll change the pronunciation to Sybil. Greenwit and Sybil crawl stealthily, cautiously, to not raise alarm on the goblins, and they arrive at the entrance of the cave. They look inside and we'll see what they see. We will roll for dungeon generators. Entrance. Dungeon team. Large. How it used? Assist. I don't think I will use the dungeon team because the team is already established. This is a dank cavern nest used by the goblin as their home. So location, typical area, encounter none, object, an interesting item or clue. Exits, there are 2 additional exits. So I will draw the dungeon here in this page, and we will flip page, do page flip a lot. But for now, yeah, we will start at the entrance. I will put the entrance here. Start. So there is no encounter, but they find an interesting item or clue. So what is the nature of this clue? Maybe we can actually use this. Let's see, we will roll d20s for the spark table, which like action and subject. Maybe we can deduce what is the item. So 19 and 13, which is block instance. So I think what they found is scattered item from maybe some adventurer or some people. You can see like a leather bag, like a broken sword, broken shields, an axe, or maybe a spade, hoe, like farming equipment. They also see some clothes, ripped up clothes, because yeah, you know, I will base this goblin from the anime Goblin Slayer, something similar like that. They don't find anything meaningful in this place, so they will continue. There are 2 exits from this dungeon entrance, 2 additional exits, so we will continue to one of them. Sybil said, commenting on the situation, never like this. I never like seeing this. Poor souls. And Greenwood will answer, well, there's no time to mourn. We have job to do. Let's go. So they will go into one of the entrance. I put the entrance up or to the north or to the east. So 1 and 2 will be to the north, 3 and 4 will be to the east. 2 to the north. So they will go north, and let's see what they found. Next, dungeon generator room. Location typical area, encounter none, object useful tool, key or device. 1 additional exit. So here in this room there's no encounter. They found useful tool, key or device. So I think what they found here is a key. They found a key, and Greenwood asked Sybil, "Hey old hag, what do you think this key is for?" "I don't know, maybe for locking up their prey or something like that. Maybe there's people that we need to rescue here." Yeah, the guild never specified, but oh well, job is a job and we need to press on. So there's only one other exit in this room. They will continue to the north. So we roll for the next room. Typical area. An obstacle blocks the way. An interesting item or clue, with 1 additional exit. Okay, so they find that this place has rubble blocking the way. Like part of this place is caved in. Greenwood will say, I don't think we can pass through here. I see there's another room behind this room, but I don't think we can go there. Maybe we have to detour. We have to take a detour. Yes, maybe you're right. And the interesting clue is from the cracks, from the little hole that they can see beyond the room, there's a light. So behind this is a room with a light, a firelight. By the way, they are holding torch on their hands. I think Greenwood will hold a sword and wear a shield on his left hand, a sword and a shield on his left hand, and Sybil will hold her sword and a torch on her left hand. So they have encountered an obstacle. They cannot pass through this at the moment, so they have to detour back to the entrance. I will skip the key room, but on the entrance I will have to ask if there's any goblin there. I think it's even. Yes, there is a goblin or goblins. I will say there is 2 goblins. And another question that I must ask is, are they being ambushed, or can both of them get the jump on this goblins? Not sure, but I will roll for initiative. So the battle turn goes like this. In the first turn, we roll for initiative under the dex. This is a d20 roll under system. So if we succeed on the first turn, our player can get the jump on the enemy. Whoever succeed, but the one who failed will get attacked first. But from the second turn and so on, it will always be player first and enemy, player first and enemy. Okay, so we will roll for the first battle against 2 goblins. Okay, roll for dex. Okay, purple is Sybil and the gold one is Greenwit. Sybil will fail. Exceptional fail. Because she got 20. Yeah. Unlike Dungeons and Dragons, you roll for under the stats. Her dex is 14, she rolled 20, so she failed. But Greenwit rolled a 9. It's under his 12 dex, so he will succeed. So enter the battle. So here how it goes. When both of them walk back to the south through the cavern, back to the entrance, they saw the 2 goblins. Greenwit has already prepared himself to attack stealthily, but Sybil, I think because it's dark, even though she has the torch, slipped and fall down. Slipped on a rock and fall down, which alerted the goblins. They both turn around and see them, and Greenwit will grit his teeth. Damn it, old hag! And he will charge to attack one of the goblins. Okay, so combat. In combat, on each player turn, a character may move and take up one action. When they attack, roll directly for damage. So all attacks will hit, except if we use the advanced combat rules on the supplement. In this scenario, Greenwit will attack one of the goblins that the nearest to him, and he will roll for damage with his sword, which is a d8. So he will roll for the first goblin for 3 damage. Greenwit will inflict 3 damage to Goblin A, which will reduce its health protection to 1. So HP in this game is not health point, but hit protection. Once the hit protection reaches 0, the other attacks will reduce strength. When the strength is down to 0, the creature or the player is die. Yeah, Greenwit will hit the first goblin. He inflict a wound with his sword, but then he will receive the second goblin attack, and the goblin will roll with d6. Oh my god, 6! Okay, so this is how it goes. So the 6 damage will first negated by the armor, which is 4, and the rest of the damage, which is 2, will go to his HP. So his HP is 6, which will down to 4. Damn, this is brutal. The goblin, the second goblin will stab the dagger into his leg. Damn! And while Greenwit is flinching from the wound that he have, the second goblin, which already hit, will also swing its dagger. Another 6! Oh my god! So like before, it will reduce by the armor, and the shield. The shield give +1 armor. Greenwit will down to 2 HP. Damn, that's hurt! Sybil, can you do something? And by this time, Sybil will finally manage to get up. I'm coming, she said. And she will also use her sword to attack the goblin that already wounded. She will roll for sword, which is d8. 1 damage. Yeah, with 1 damage, the goblin HP is down to 0. But it's not enough to take the goblin down yet. That is the end of the first round, and we will go to the second round. In the second round, Greenwit will attack the already wounded goblin, and Sybil will turn and attack the other goblin that's still alive. So both will roll for their d8 dice. Greenwit will inflict 3 damage to the goblin A, so make them their strength down to 5 strength. And on the other hand, Sybil managed to inflict more severe hit to the second goblin. Eat this, you mangy mutt! Although you're not mutt, you mangy goblin stinky! Ah! So she swings her sword and inflict a severe damage. The goblin HP will reduce instantly, and his strength is now 6. No, 7. And both of them have to roll for critical damage, which we will be using d20s. So blue for the first, green for the second. So 15 and 9. They need to roll under their strength using the rest of the strength, and both of them roll over their current strength. So both of them will fall down and get critical damage. Any PC that suffers critical damage cannot do anything but crawl weakly, gasping for life. If given 8 and rest, they will stabilize. If left untreated, they will die within an hour. So I think both goblin is down, and Greenwit and Sybil will take this chance to execute both of them, stabbing their heads or cutting their necks or something like that. Basically kill them with the swords. We both just started and it's already like this, huh? But at least you have your armor and your shield. I don't have anything, you snot nose. You're not the one who take all the hits, old hag. But at least we can continue now. Okay, so after the battle, they will continue to the other exit in the entrance to the room in the west. And we will roll for a new dungeon room. Location for a specialized purpose, unique NPC or adversary, an interesting item or clue, with 2 additional exits. So I think they will see that this room is used for a special purpose. I think this is where they put all the bodies that they have collected from their victims, like maybe half-eaten human or get women's, and also maybe some other creature that they eat, maybe whatever goblin eat. And there is a goblin that guards this place. I think do they want to slip around? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. They will try to subdue this goblin here. Hey, there's another one. So what do we do? He's alone, so I say we kill them. Alright, if you say so. Okay, so again we will roll for initiative. Okay, Greenwit got 14, which will fail, but this time Sybil is the one who got the initiative. So Sybil will move first, and this time Greenwit is a bit too slow, and we will roll the 8 for the sword damage. 5. So it's another goblin. So this goblin's HP will down to 0 and the strength down to 7. The goblin was completely unaware of their presence, and Sybil will stab him, and he will need to do a strength save, 7 or under. 7. He will survive. So the goblin fall to the ground but immediately wake up and retaliate. He will take out his dagger and try to inflict a hit to Sybil, I think. Yeah, because Sybil is the closest from the creature. 1. Okay, Sybil got no armor but got 5 HP, so she will down to 4 HP. And she got a scratch on her arm. Ouch, that hurt, you mangy mutt! And at that time, Greenwit will come with his sword and will strike the goblin. Move away, old hag! roll for the sword, which is 1. Okay, so 6 strength, and the goblin will need to roll for another strength, which is 7. Its strength is now 6, so this is a failure. The goblin will got the critical damage, and yeah, because he's already prone, cannot move, both of them will drive their swords down to its head and body to completely kill this goblin. Okay, so that's another down. I'm a bit tired, but well, let's move on. Okay, they will move on to another room. Now, I think they will go north. So, let's see what's in the next room. Area with special feature. Encounter known. An interesting item or a clue. I think this room is a pretty spacious room. Currently, there are no goblins or creature inside here. And the special feature, I say, there's a hole in the ceiling. Are we this close to the surface? Nah, not really. And when they take a look at the hole, at the light source, they realize, this must be a well. This hole must be used to be a well. Well, I think that is the interesting clue that they have. There's another 2 exits. The left room doesn't have any exit, so I don't think they're connected. So this way, they will continue north. And I think this will be the last room for today's session. So typical area, encounter known, an interesting item or clue with 1 additional exit. I think 1 additional exit is to the north. When they arrive there, on the corner, Sybil will notice that there's something like a pouch that not ripped yet, a pouch that's still intact, and she will go there and pick up the pouch, which is, hey, I found gold! A gold? In this place? Yeah, look at this! And we will decide how many gold that she have with, I think, 2d6. Let's see how many gold that she got. 4 gold. Hey, you got money, huh? And then she immediately hides the pouch to her pocket. No, this is mine. Greenwood will just click his tongue and sure, whatever. And they will continue to the other exit on the north. But that is where we will end this episode. Wow. For my impression, this is actually a fun one. I've never played CAIRN before, or any OSR. Even I did dungeon crawl in Dungeons and Dragons, and I don't know if it's the quote-unquote correct way to play dungeon crawl or not, but this has been fun, and I really like what these apps have offered me for now with the dungeon generator. So yeah, I will definitely continue to play this, I think, short campaign, one shot quote-unquote, with many episodes. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone who's watching until this point. Thank you, Yohai, for making this game, and I will see you in the next episode. Punten!